This video will cover 4-2 notes. So we did 4-1 where we found ratios, where you just write the numbers they give you right in order, either as a fraction or with a colon in between, and then you simplify. So we will be doing that again today, more ratios. So your answer is always going to be one number to another number. The only problem is now we have measurement, and when we have measurement, they have to be the same units. So when you look at number 11, we have a foot and we have inches. Those are not the same measurement unit. So our job is to change the units. The easiest way to do this is to always change the unit that is the bigger measurement unit, not the bigger number. So in number 11, 4 is bigger than 1, but feet are bigger than inches. So change the bigger unit. And you do that by either you might know some of the conversions or you have a conversion sheet. So I'll be going back and forth between the this screen and then the conversion sheet. So you have your measurement sheet that looks like this. So our first one has feet and inches. So if you look right over here, we have feet and inches. So 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So you need to go back and multiply this by 12 to change that to 12 inches and 1 foot. So you change your units by multiplying. We're not finished yet. We need to write our ratio. So 12 to 4. So we changed the 1 to a 12, and then we needed to use the 4, and then we need to simplify. When you divide, that gives you 3, but remember ratios have to have 2 numbers. So 3 to 1 is your final answer. So number 12 is the same units, inches and feet. Feet are bigger, so you're going to take 3 times 12 because there are 12 inches in a foot to get 36. Then your ratio, what you're actually going to write for your answer, would be 28 to 36. The 28 goes first because it's on the left. Make sure you keep them in the correct order. That simplifies to 7 to 9. So 7 to 9 would be your final answer for number 12. Again, if you would rather write these as a fraction than as the number with the colon between, that's fine. I'm just going to write them all with the colon. 13, we have feet and we have yards. Hopefully you know that there are 3 feet in a yard, so that makes the yards bigger. But if not, when you look here on your sheet, the smaller ones are always to the left and like up above. So feet are bigger than inches, so inches are up at the top because those are the smallest. Feet are smaller than yards, that's why feet are on the left. All right, so there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So you're going to take your yards and multiply by 3 to get 6. So then for the ratio, we do 2 to 6, which simplifies 1 to 3. "14 is a little tricky because we go yards to inches. Now, if you look at your conversion sheet, we do not have yards to inches. We have inches to feet and then feet to yards. So what that means is you have to use both the 12 and the 3. First, you change the yard into feet and then the yard into inches. So what you do is you take 3 times 12 to get 36. You could do it in 2 steps, but it's a lot easier just to know. If you're using 2 lines on your conversion sheet, we need to get from yards all the way up to inches, you multiply those 2 numbers together. So 12 times 3 is 36. So you're going to have to multiply the 4 by 36. There are 36 inches in 1 yard. The 3 feet in a yard, then the 12 feet in the inches. So when you have to do more than one conversion, Just multiply those numbers together and then take that number times whatever the problem number is. 4 times 36 is 144. So our ratio is 144 to 30, and that simplifies to 24 to 5. Number 15, centimeters to meters. This one's over on the right-hand side. We have two different places where there are meters. One of them is millimeters and one is centimeters. So we want to use the centimeters one. 1 meter has 100 centimeters. That means the meter is bigger. So we need to take our meters, which is 5, and multiply it by 100 to get 500. So your ratio is going to be 200 to 500, which is just 2 to 5. Our next one is kilometers to meters. So again, on this right-hand side, we have kilometers is 1,000 meters. So your kilometers is bigger. So you're going to take your kilometers and multiply by 1,000 to get 2,000. So then your ratio is 2,000 to 72. That simplifies to 250 to 9. Again, just simplifying your fractions. Number 17, cups to pints. So again, looking over here, we have 2 cups make up 1 pint. So the cups are smaller, the pints are bigger. You have to pour 2 cups in to get 1 pint. So we are going to take our pints and multiply by 2 to give us 16. So our final answer, 4 to 16, which simplifies to 1 to 4. Number 18 is pounds to ounces. So again, over here, with weight, 16 ounces and 1 pound. So you are going to take your pounds and multiply them by 16. 3 times 16 gives you 48. So then your ratio is 48 to 24, which simplifies to 2 to 1. So remember, when you divide that, or maybe you just know that 48 divided by 24 is 2, don't forget to put the 1 for your ratio. 19 is gallons to quarts. So when we look over here, we have gallons and quarts. 4 quarts make up 1 gallon. So you are going to take your gallons and multiply it by 4. That gives us 8. So 8 to 10 simplifies to 4 to 5 for your final answer. Number 20 is a little bit tricky. We need to go from pints all the way to gallons. So when you look here, here's gallons and pints are right here. They're not in the same line. So you need to get from pints to quarts, then quarts to gallons. So we need this 2 and we need this 4. So we're using these 2 lines. Pints to quarts, quarts to gallons. So we need 2 times 4, which is 8. So we need to take our gallons and multiply by 8. That gives us 32. So 3 to 32 is it. That does not get simplified. That's just your final answer. So again, we had to use both the 2 to get from pints to quarts and then the 4 to get from quarts to gallons, which is why we had to multiply by 8. 21, we have quarts and gallons. So if we look here, quarts and gallons are on the same line, so we only need to use the 4. So we're going to multiply our gallons by 4. Gallons are bigger than quarts, so you have to multiply those by 4 to get 24. So 4 to 24, this first 4 again comes from here, which simplifies to 1 to 6. "22 is like 20 cups to gallons." When you look at our sheet, we don't go from cups to gallons. We go gallons to quarts, quarts to pints, pints to cups, or down if you want to do it that way. But we don't use this top one because that's ounces and cups. We're not using that. We're starting with 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, 4 quarts in a gallon. So we need 2, 2, and 4. 2 times 2 times 4 is 16. So we need to take our gallons times 16. That means there are 16 cups in a gallon. So that gives us 32. So 6 to 32 simplifies to 3 to 16 for your final answer. "23, 28 minutes to 1 hour. You should know there are 60 minutes in an hour. So you would multiply that by 60 or just change it to 60 since it's 1 hour. 28 to 60 simplifies to 7 to 15. Same thing with 24, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. You should know there are 60 seconds in a minute, so times by 60 gives us 180. 180 to 48, that simplifies 15 to 4. "25 hours to days." There are 24 hours in a day, so you need to multiply your days by 24, which gives us 48. So then your ratio goes 8 to 48, which simplifies to 1 to 6. "26, this one is not on your sheet, but there are 24 hours in a day, and then there are 60 minutes in an hour. So you need to use 24 times 60, which is 1440. So technically you're multiplying 1 times 1440. So there are 1440 minutes in a day. So our ratio would be 1440 to 54, which is 80 to 3. So again, if you're jumping more than one unit, okay, minutes to hours, hours to days, you need to multiply those two conversions together. Last one, it took Jane 1 hour and 20 minutes to do our math homework, and then Ava just 45. So our ratio, we need to change the 1 hour and 20 minutes to just minutes. So this would be 60 minutes plus the 20 minutes would be 80 minutes for Jane. An hour is 60 plus the extra 20 gives us 80, and then Ava is 45. That simplifies to 16 to 9. So again, find the bigger measurement unit, and that's the one you need to multiply by a number from your conversion chart in order to finish out writing your ratio.